Hi, this is James with Northwest Registered Agent, and today we're going to be talking about what to do with your business when you are moving states, and we have Cameron here with us today. How are you doing today, Cameron?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be here.
Glad you're here. So the first question we have is, what exactly do you do when you're moving from one state to another with your business?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So your first option is going to be called foreign qualification. So that means that you are taking your home state, your domestic state, and you are qualifying to do business in another state, which is going to be your foreign state. In general, the process is going to start out being getting a certificate of good standing from that home state. Second is getting forms and fees filed with the Secretary of State in the new state. From there, you're going to pick an RA, you're going to get those forms filed, and then you're just going to wait for the documents to come back. And then as soon as you have those documents, you're foreign qualified.
Okay, awesome. And when you say RA, you just mean a registered agent?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. So I've heard that states don't talk to each other about business names. So what if I go to foreign register into Texas and my name's already taken?
Yeah, this is definitely something that comes up. In these cases, you would have to adopt what's either called a fictitious name or a forced assumed business name. This is where if you are 123 LLC in the state of California, and then you go into Texas and 123 LLC is already taken, the state would then ask you, hey, what name do you want to be known by then in this state? And then you'd be like, 456 LLC in the state of Texas. In Texas, you'll go by 456 LLC, but on the state record and on paperwork, you'll be able to see that those companies are still connected.
So how about if I don't really care about doing business in the state that I'm already in and I'm really just looking to move from one state to another?
Yeah, that's another great option. So that would be dissolving your company in the old state and just moving to the new state and starting brand new in the new state. So you would take your company. Unfortunately, none of the information is really going to transfer over from one to another because you're completely shutting down the old one and then you're starting brand new in the new state.
Gotcha. So that means I'm not just going to have to take care of filing with the new state, but I also have to file for like a new EIN with the IRS, for example.
Absolutely. So it's kind of just a whole fresh reset. So anything that you did with the old company, whether on the Secretary of State, the IRS, the Department of Revenue, you're going to have to do all of those things as well in the new state.
Okay, that makes sense. What if I am actually trying to keep all my information but move to operate in a brand new state and kind of pick up shop in the old place?
Yes, that as well. Another coined term in the industry is called domestication. So that means that you are going to take your company and you're going to transfer, via paperwork, your home states into a new state. So you will essentially get the paperwork of articles of continuation. You'll get those filed with the Secretary of State, and once that's completed, you will then dissolve in the home state, in your original home state, I should say, and then you will be formed in the new state with all of your continued information.
Now, is domestication available in every state?
Yeah, that's a great question. So domestication is not available in every state, as we find that sometimes the process of domesticating is not always possible.
Okay, so what would I be able to do if I'm still looking to move my business in that way, but domestication isn't offered?
One of the other options that we see available is called a merger. This is where you can kind of form a new LLC in the new state and continue to keep that information. This is definitely more of a niche kind of specialized filing though. So we find that business attorneys are often kind of involved in this process.
Well, Cameron, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for answering all of our questions. On that note, if you have any more questions on your mind about moving your business, feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to help.